welcome to my channel. My name is Rebecca. I otherwise go as Soul Voluntaria here, especially in the YouTube world, and I am back for my second Witch Wednesday. On Wednesdays I like to sit down and talk to you guys about something going on in my life that I class as witchy. Now there's a lot of gray between this and the rest of my life because I live a pretty integrated life. There's a lot of overlap. Basically, I started Witch Wednesday because I have a lot of video ideas I wanted to accomplish, and I couldn't do them all on Saturdays or on the weekends, especially given the regular videos I have, like my bullet journal videos, taking up at least a couple weeks every month. So I thought to introduce a new day, and I like the idea of doing Witch Wednesday, and so there you go. I'm here today to walk you through my tarot oracle collection. It is combined into one video, and this video will not be as long as some of the ones here on the YouTube world. I have a total of 5 decks. So it's not going to be one of those huge videos, and it's a little sad. I love those videos. They're so much fun. But that's what I've got for you today. And then on the weekends, I'm going to be back on Saturday to walk you through my tarot journaling evolution. What I started with when I started getting into tarot, which wasn't that long ago. This is all pretty recent. And what I'm doing now with that. So, for starters, I wanted to just give a little story about why my tarot collection is small, because, I mean, to be honest, I love them. I'm probably exactly the type of person who will end up with a large collection. I have 5 currently. They're piled right here. I have a 6th on the way to me. It should be shipping out today. Now, my little backstory about tarot. I'm pretty new to calling myself a witch out loud, and by pretty new I mean like, I think it was my Depth Year video. It's very new, and I always, the first time I ever remember hearing about tarot, I was like 12. I had no active memory of hearing about tarot before that. My sister told me she read tarot, and like I remember this feeling of just like this heebie-jeebie, like it gave me the creeps type of vibe. And there's just something about, there's some connection there to the word tarot that made me feel all like, that's not for me, that's not good, that's bad, stay away. I don't actually think it is bad. I think I had some residual, like either some, I don't know if it's generational or if it's past life stuff, I don't know why, but this is the way I just naturally felt. And then one day I was at Toronto Pagan Pride Day, my first ever pagan thing. It's the first thing I went to as a pagan. And I saw a tarot deck. And I just had to have it. And I got it. And that sent me on a spiral. I bought a lot of decks pretty quick. I had that deck, I had the Celtic Oracle deck, I had Spirit Song Tarot, I had Shadowscapes Tarot. Within like less than 6 months, I had accumulated like close to 10 tarot decks. No more than 10, I don't think. Either way, it was a lot for me very fast. And some Oracle decks in there too. I had the Earth Magic Oracle deck. And then I stopped using tarot. I hit my first major depression, and I was not in the mind space where I could use tarot in a healthy way. I was using it more in a trying to predict the future kind of way, and not like the, oh, these are potentials. Like, I was putting too much stock into it. I wasn't in a healthy headspace where tarot would work for me. So it didn't work. So I crashed on it. I got rid of all my tarot decks. My oracle decks I love. I've never had problems with the tarot decks were what was a problem. I got rid of all my tarot decks. Except one. I kept a bunch of my oracle decks until more recently. And that's kind of the backstory. And very recently, I really wanted to see if I couldn't make peace with the idea of tarot. So I started journaling, which you'll see some of this information. You'll see like what I did in my video coming up later this week. So that's kind of the backstory. I just thought it's important and interesting to give the backstory. And now I can just dive right on in and show you what I have. So I have 5 decks total. I have a sixth deck on the way. And these are the ones that are mine. So on the top, because I organized my boxes by size. So we're going in ascending order of size, so from smallest to largest. Very top, I have the Wild Unknown Tarot by Kim Krans. It's a pretty popular tarot. And, oops. It's a pretty popular tarot, and I love it. I got the next one you'll see, the Wild Unknown Spirit Animal first, and I fell in love with it. So much so that I decided I had to have this one. So this is the Wild Unknown Tarot by Kim Krans. I use this tarot deck for my daily draws. I draw a tarot card every day. I also used this deck when I was doing, in conjunction with the other, when I was doing my year ahead spread. Look at that. So, like, come on, how freaking pretty are these? I love how dark and gloomy this deck is, which is funny because it's precisely the type of deck, and I don't mean gloomy in a bad way, it's precisely the type of deck I would have had trouble with before. Oh, some of my cards are upside down. So that's what the back looks like of the Wild Unknown Tarot. And this sits on my altar, which I do have an altar tours video planned coming up this month. Then I have the Wild Unknown Spirit Animal Spirit deck, also by Kim Krans. My husband bought this for himself months ago, or like close to a year ago. And then a few months ago, he randomly, like, I was looking at the box. This is the back of the cards. It's plain. And then I was looking at the box, and he told me that I could have it. And I was like, what? So he gave me this deck. Ha, eagle. There's the octopus. If you can hear that barking in the background, my neighbors have dogs. They make noise. I use this deck. I used it in conjunction with the Wild Unknown Tarot for my year ahead spread. And I use this for my monthly and yearly cards. So I pull one of these cards every month. And recently I started the practice of what card I pull, that is what I theme my bullet journal under. So for the year 2020, my card of the year from this, just from this, not from my year ahead spread, is the turtle, which also happened to be my card for the month of January. So my bullet journal spreads right now are themed with the turtle. This also sits on my altar, which you'll get to see, like, I want to say just a week from when you're seeing this. I'm pretty sure it's my next Witch Wednesday video. The next deck I have is the Spirit Song Tarot, and this is by Paulina Cassidy. This is the one tarot deck that survived the great culling of tarot decks, 20 whatever the hell year it was, I don't remember. It's the back with lotuses on it. So I had gotten rid of all of my decks, and I just could not get rid of this one. I was using this for my daily card, but then we got into the darker months and I wanted the darker deck. So I switched over, once I bought it, I switched over to the Wild Unknown Tarot. I now use this. I am planning some tarot ideas. I'm not ready to discuss those in public yet, but this will be used with that. That is the Wild Unknown. No, those were the Wild Unknown. This is the Spirit Song Tarot. This tarot deck lives normally on my desk, and this is the tarot deck I used in my new introduction that I recently made. So that one lives on my desk. Next we have Earth Magic. These are oracle cards, and they are by Stephen D. Farmer. This was my first ever deck of any kind like this. The backing is beautiful tree. I have the book, and I've read the book twice, and I love the book. And then I saw these one day in the store, and I was like, oh my god, they have the Earth Magic cards. I didn't know that was a thing. And I bought them because I had to have them. I don't currently use these regularly. I occasionally feel like pulling one. I'm also still just now really diving into this life and developing this life. So I feel no hurry about my cards. So Earth Magic by Stephen D. Farmer. I love these cards. I love the book. The book Earth Magic by Stephen D. Farmer was like the first spiritual new age type book I'd ever read all the way through either. Like, it's huge. This lives with my Spirit Song Tarot on my desk, and that's where it stays. And we only have one left. Super easy, right? My last deck I have is Nature's Whispers, and it is by Angelina Hartfield and Josephine Wall. They have another collaboration. I was in the store. There's a new age store in Toronto where they have a bunch of decks, and they have one of each type of deck open so you can look at the cards. And one of these was open, and my artist soul just screamed, jeez. And I had to have them. The art Josephine Wall is the artist. And they're just incredible. I am an artist. And I had to have it. I mean, like, look at... It's not going to capture accurately the detail in it. There's a ton. Josephine Wall has done artwork for notebooks. I don't currently have a use for this. This deck is really good for like positive affirmation type. It's a good feelings deck. Like, it always makes me feel really positive. I'm not really currently using it though, so we shall see. But I mean, like, come on, like, look at this. And if you look in that swan's face, in that swan's neck, by the woman's outstretched neck, is a man. This deck also lives on my desk. I have a desk with little cubbies. That's it. Super easy, super short video, right? I told you. But those are the decks I have. Those are the decks I have. Those are how I'm using the decks that I have. And you got a little bit of backstory into how I got to this place with tarot. If you stay tuned, or you tune back in on Saturday, you will get to see the video where we look in. I will show you inside my Witch's Daybook, where I am currently doing some tarot journaling. I will show you inside my bullet journal, where I do some tarot journaling. And I will show you where it all began. So it's not like I have 5 zillion spreads about tarot in there. I don't. But I will show you. And I will show you in my mirror book, which you're sitting on top of right now, just FYI. In my mirror book, I will show you how I journal. So that video is coming out on Saturday. That video is my whole tarot journaling evolution. How I used to journal about tarot, what I tried, and what I'm doing now. So, that's it. I'm really excited. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you've got any ideas about other videos you might like to hear me talk about or see, or, you know, let me know down in the comments down below. And what about you? How many tarot decks and oracle decks do you have in your collection? Do you have a collection? I want to hear about it. Leave me a comment. If you want to find me on other social media, you can check. I have a bunch of links down below in the description bar. And my website is up and running. I just finished redoing my website. It's not as perfect as far as websites go, but I don't care. If you're interested in learning how I am trying to support myself as I attempt to build my life's work, on my website you can check the page. It's in the bar at the top called Soul Voluntaria Arts, where you can find a link to my Patreon channel, to my Patreon page. You can find out, you will see about YouTube, but you don't have to click on that. And if you are in the GTA, the Canada, Ontario, GTA area, I have some painting, some art offerings that are available to you. You can get all that information if you go and check out my website. And that's it for now. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to answer those questions down below. I want to hear about the tarot decks you have. And I'll see you on Saturday. Love and light always. Bye.